Okay, so I promised to make this video for someone. I've finally had some time to do it, but I am in the kitchen attempting to cook dinner, and I've got my dog in here, so there's probably some really odd noises going on. So I said I'd talk about my experience of being sexually assaulted and getting over it and stuff like that. So firstly, what actually happened to me, I was 14 and I was at my best friend's at the time's house, and we'd done our usual thing of having a bit to drink, and then watching some porn and just messing around. You know, we thought that sort of stuff was cool back then. And that was when the first bit started to cause problems, really, because it was my Strongbow we were drinking and his dad's homemade gin, which tasted awful, but that was like where the first bit where I started to blame myself happened, because it was my drink. And then we've done it a few times before, but like this time I think it was me who decided to take my shirt off. I don't know why. And yeah, things started to happen. I didn't say no at that point, but he got me to wank him off. He literally had my hand and forced me to do it. I did not want to do that, and that was sort of the first bit where we should have stopped and he should have realised that I wasn't into that, but he didn't. And then this is the bit that I really remember vividly. I can't really remember much else, but I was crying and saying, "Why are we doing this? I'm into girls, I love so and so, why are we doing this, why are we doing this, why are we doing this?" And he sort of hugged me and pretended to comfort me and say, "Well, no, maybe you're bi," or something like that. He said that he always cared about me and thought of me as a sister and all of that. But then he went back on to doing stuff to me, and the next morning we spoke about it a little bit after we slept together, like not in that way, like just slept together. And I feel like I can't complain too much because I enjoyed that, like actually just sleeping next to someone. I enjoyed it at the time. We spoke about it a little bit, saying it's just a drunken mistake between two friends and nothing was meant by it and all that stuff. I got home and I had the best bath and the best feeling brushing my teeth that I've ever felt in my life. I sort of forgot about it and moved on, you know. It was just a mistake, it happened once, it'll never happen again, all of that. And then a couple of months after that I fell out with him over something else, and my other friend, the only person I told at the time what had happened, they told me that he planned it deliberately to get me drunk and see how far he could go with, you know, a lesbian, which that really hurt me. That it was deliberate. It wasn't just two drunk people making bad mistakes. It was a deliberate attempt to get me to do things which I did not want to do. So I didn't talk to him. I still have not spoken to him, apart from once when I told him that his views on women were entirely wrong. That was in a history lesson. I think that's what we were arguing about. And I went to the person that he'd sort of gravitated towards after I stopped talking to him, and I told her that, because I knew that he'd been inviting her around his house to smoke weed, I told her that that was what he'd done to me, and that he probably wanted to get her in a similar vulnerable position to do stuff with her, because when they were 12, things had happened between them. And she sort of said stuff like, there's always something a bit weird about him, I'm worried about what he's like with his sister, which I've been worried about as well. She was 9 at the time. But then a couple of months or weeks later, they ended up together. I think they're still together now. I don't know how mutual that relationship is. He messaged me on Facebook saying he never wanted us to fall out and all of that, and that upset me a lot. But he's still having these lies, and just the fact that he attempted to talk to me again. I think rumours were going around, and I told everyone because I wanted them to know, to recognise him for what he was, but he kept gaining the friends out of it, and I lost some friends because he wasn't like that, apparently, and that I was overreacting and all that sort of stuff. He doesn't give the impression of being someone who'd do that. I've been told beforehand, this is a direct quote, that he's fairly harmless. No, he wasn't. So that was what happened, and I still struggle sometimes about what happened. I find it quite hard to trust people, understandably, because that was my best friend of 3 years who did that, and this was 3 years ago now that it happened. So it's sometimes things with my girlfriend, like sexual things, that causes me a problem. So one time I completely froze up, and it was just because she was laying on that side of the bed to me. And things are a lot better now, because I know that she loves me. But in the early days that was quite hard, because she'd just had a girlfriend who'd split up with her, and it could have been a rebound thing. But now it's a year and 4 months, I know that she loves me and all of that. There's that baby. Come. This is my other dog. The dog that was in the video before, I can't pick the other one up. But yeah, so I know that she loves me now, and that makes things a lot easier. When the thoughts come back, I don't really know how I cope with it. I try to forget, I try to think about other things. I smoke, but that's just it doesn't clear my head anymore like it used to. So I'm not the best at coping with things, but what I have learned is that it is not my fault, and it's not right for you to blame yourself just because someone was that fucked up to think that that was an okay thing to do. There is no way that I could, just because I did not explicitly say, no, I don't want to do this, there is no way that he couldn't have known, because I was crying my fucking eyes out and saying over and over again, why are we doing this? This isn't right, this isn't, I'm not attracted to you, that sort of thing, over and over again. And there's no way he could not have got that message. So I don't think I blame myself anymore, but it's hard not to think that you are somehow at fault. But you just got to realise that it is not your fault. In a lot of ways it's shown that it is society's fault, because he was the one who gained the friends out of this, not me. And yeah. And one of the ways I cope is by remembering that he did this because he thought I was a lesbian, and I'm not. And even though he denies it all the time, that he's not gay, he's actually done a gay thing. I mean, I know it sounds a bit like I'm saying that being gay is bad, and it's not, but actually, like, I find it funny because the whole reason for him doing it is not true. And it's a small victory, but it does cheer me up sometimes. You just gotta take the small things as they come. Just like sort of having a dinner is a small victory for me because I can't cook for shit. I think that looks like, yeah, it looks sort of alright. It's supposed to be bolognese, the spaghetti bolognese, but I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's like my experience with sexual assault and how I sort of deal with things. And basically the thing that you've got to remember is that it was not your fault, and it's okay to be upset about it. It's okay to get triggered by things sometimes. Even if they seem like small silly things, it is perfectly okay. Because some of the things that trigger me won't trigger you, some things that trigger you won't trigger me, and to people who haven't experienced it, they might not seem like a big deal, but they're perfectly valid, and it is reasonable to be triggered by these things. And there's some pigeons mating outside my window. But, you know, it's okay. And if you want to talk to anyone, you know, there's places on the internet you can talk to people. I'm sure there's people in real life that you can talk to. Like, talk to your partners. Especially if having sex does trigger you sometimes. Or you talk to me. You know, I've just proved here that I'm not very good at helping out, but you can always talk about things. And yeah, basically it's not your fault, no matter what anyone tells you. It's society's fault. I think I've already said this. It's proved that it's society's fault because he was the one making friends and I wasn't, because of what happened. And basically just stay strong and don't blame yourself, because that's what a lot of us do. And it's okay to still be hurt by it years later. You know, often I think, it's been 3 years, why am I still feeling upset? But it is perfectly okay because it's normal and it's natural, and bad things do stay with us for a long time. Possibly a lot longer than the good things. So I'll make the video I promised, like showing my room sometime when I tidy it up. I've just been really tired, and like today's probably the longest I've actually been home when I've not been home to sleep for like the whole week. So I will get that done sometime. I'm just going to show you my dog because I can. Try. What's this? What's this? What's this? He's not particularly well at the moment. I think he's getting old and a bit loopy. So yeah, that's another reason. I've got a little memory of him if something bad does happen soon. Oh boy. So yeah, I'll see you soon, and I hope I don't poison myself with this bolognese. So stay strong, everyone, and yeah, see ya.